Well, let's talk about port mappings, and this will change based on network modes. And network modes is a container concept that we are not going to get super deep into, but I'll give you the lowdown here. So the idea with bridge mode is that you will have a container port that maps to a host port. And in this case, they can be different. And the advantage of having bridge mode is that let's say you have multiple web applications and their containers all start on port 3000. And with bridge mode, you can have them all start on port 3000 for the container, and then you map them on the host to a different port. So one could be 80, 81, 82, whatever you want them to be. But the idea here is that bridge mode provides a level of isolation and security, so it is a good mode to use. You have host mode where each container port directly maps to the host port, and that means that when you specify the container port and the host port, they will be identical. Now notice that I'm not specifying the host port there because it's implied and we know that it's already going to be the same. So if you're set to host mode, you don't have to set the host port because it's going to be 80 like the container port. For AWS VPC mode, this will give your container its own network interface with a direct public IP address. So basically it's deploying this ENI into your VPC. And so the idea is that when you interact with your container, you're going to hit that public IP address. And just like host mode, you do not specify a host port because it's going to be the same as the container port. And so that's how you're going to access your application. So hopefully that is clear. There's, of course, none mode, but that doesn't affect port mappings because you're not going to map any ports. But there you go.